We're good.
We're live.
We're live.
You were looking live.
We have anyone watching us live?
Yeah, we have some people. We have 6 people. We've got Downward is Heavenward says 5 minutes. Lee Johnstone says, yes, I finally made a live. And Jacob Willis says, hey! With an exclamation mark. So, what is up, guys? What is going on?
Bobby Moore showing up early. Lee, glad you can make it too. Thanks for showing up. This is going to be a fun one.
I finally got over my being incredibly sick, so I'm glad. I was afraid I was never going to be able to breathe again properly. So, but I actually went to the doctors. So
there you go.
They gave me some good stuff. I feel good. This is the first day I feel like normal for the most part. So,
well, we need you upbeat for this, man.
I'm upbeat, dude. Mick D is here, aka Spab says, "Sup, boys." Dan Price says, hello. Lee Johnson says, let's do this with the rock emoji. Blair McCacken says, go ahead.
Oh, well, he said B-Man is in the house.
Immortal Coil says, bruh, bruh, bruh. So,
yeah, and real quick, big shout out to Immortal Coil who designed the bracket for us. It's no longer a Photoshop file on my computer. It's all pseudo automated over here. So big shout out to Immortal Coil. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, the first professional punk rock radar stream. So this is a monumentous occasion.
We got Matthew Miller coming in with Yo Guys. Jacob Willis. This was tough. Many first listens. Something else.
You said Mac Miller.
Mac Miller is here.
Mac Miller is in the house. Nice.
I don't know about that.
Downwards Heavenward claps, big claps. This was tough. Many first listens for me. Yes, same. So
who all listened to my pick, the Supervillains?
I listened to the Supervillains still.
Yeah, me too.
So I guess I should. It's like bare minimum. It's like me being on here. I should be listening to every record. So I did listen to them though. So there's one of your picks I like. So we'll get into it when we get into it. So. I mean, I don't dislike any of your picks, but one I really like.
I want to do some housekeeping real quick, and then we'll get started. So I want to tell a story today about this. I can't see it. This is the Stank Finger LP.
That's awesome. You got it, dude. I'm grabbing one of those. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. It's a great little ska pop punk record. But yeah, go ahead.
So the guys sent it to me. They sent me a box to put in the store. And they put signature required, and my wife works right next to like the post office, so she went in there and she like handed them the piece of paper, and the guy is like, "So you're the one here for the Stank Finger," and like they're all people, because like on the thing, on the little paper it says from Stank Finger, and like they were all like waiting to see who came in to pick up Stank Finger.
That's what's up. That's funny as shit.
I thought she was gonna kill me, yeah. But
Stank Finger, good band though, and is in the Punk Rock Radar limited run store, which is pretty crazy because I was hyping them up since the single. So
yeah, it's a badass record.
So if you like ska punk, Stank Finger is definitely gonna be one of them. So it's appropriate, stream appropriate. Does it have more than 5 ska songs on it? Yes, Downward is Heavenward. And so does the Smash Mouth album. No, wait. What were you saying? And so does Hello Rockview. Hello Rockview has more than 5 ska songs. You're smoking crack. Downward is Heavenward.
That's one of like 4 or 5 records I need to buy from you right now, and I can't bring myself to give you $100 right now.
Look how beautiful.
It's so good.
Nice.
It's so pretty.
It reminds me of the Snack. It reminds me of Snack Wolf level artwork.
Yeah,
I think it's the same guy.
Is it?
I need that, the Modern Shakes album,
Golden Boy.
Yes, Golden Boy, and there's one other one I don't remember that I need.
Guys, we're not giving Immortal Coil enough attention here. He's got some good stuff going on.
Yeah, Immortal Coil says, my wife's hot take is Kat should be writing the jokes for the streams instead. You don't think... The jokes are funny.
I'm
I'm always coming with super funny jokes like Nickelback, like the Nickelback tattoo joke. That was a really good one. That was like a
Kat's
was
not
like a
watching,
top-tier
but
joke.
she would love to see that. John,
You
Douglas Hill
smoke
says, "Hey,
ganja,
punk rock
Dylan. No, I do not. I probably
is-
should. I'd chill the fuck out.
I'm with you, Doug. I don't know when the jokes start either, so we're doing it together. So
The jokes have already started, so
they aren't
it's
mean
just-
enough. Is Immortal Coil's take. Also, he had a question for you, Dylan. He wants to know if you smoke the ganja because you love the supervillains.
No, I'd probably be a little more mellow. No, I do not. Maybe when it's legal in a few months.
Yeah, we definitely need Dylan more mellow. That was always my complaint about Dylan. It's not mellow enough.
Anyway,
yeah, real and Matthew, yeah, I did help put out Modern Shakes. It's a badass album. I should have it here in like 2 weeks. They just shipped it to me.
Best band named after a Banner Pilot song, perhaps.
That is true.
Is there any other band named after a Banner Pilot song? I'm curious. Is there?
Probably, maybe.
Probably. I mean, they have a bunch of
There's
songs.
a band called Spanish Reds.
Is there really? I gotta check them out.
I don't think they've been around for they went away. Anyway, should
Alright.
we proceed with our
One
should we get into
more
this?
piece of housekeeping. I want to shout
Go
out
ahead,
this
go ahead.
band. So you guys know, like, I get sent a lot of like stuff, CDs, vinyl, and like most of the time, honestly, it's like all right. But I got something today, and it's actually pretty appropriate. It's Dylan Disaster and the Revelry. And this is actually, I put it on today while I was working. First of all, the vinyl's like sick. And it reminds me of like the Explosion and like, if you guys remember the band Jersey, I think they're from Canada from the early 2000s. This sounds like a lot like the Explosion, Social D, Jersey. It's really good. So I just want to shout them out. And if they're here, thanks for sending that.
Well, they're using my likeness. Where's my royalties, gentlemen?
We'll work on
Serious question, by the way.
that. The Explosion fucking rule. So I'm
You
excited
gotta
to
check it out.
Yeah, we were talking about them a few weeks ago.
We were
Track number
Matt,
2 on here, for sure.
Real quick before we get into the bracket, Matthew Miller says he is playing with Modern Shakes in August. So that's pretty sweet.
What's your band called?
Yeah, what's your band? Plug your band, dude.
Yeah.
Send us your band camp in the chat. So let everyone know. We'll shout it out. Listen to Matthew and the Millers. So
All right. While he types it up, let's just Smile Wide, yeah.
okay, hell yeah.
Right on, dude.
Shout out to Smile Wide.
I think
Check out
we've-
Smile Wide on all streaming platforms. Or
There
I'm
you
not
go.
sure exactly.
Yeah, I've
But
been
there it is.
following you
There's
guys
the
for a
app.
while. I'm definitely familiar.
Hell yeah.
but
I'm not. So
Let's
check you out.
I'm gonna read the matchups real quick, because just in
Do it,
case
do
it's
it.
small, and then we're gonna get started. So the albums we've got here, it's gonna be Aquabats, Myths, Legends, and Other Adventures, Volume 2, against Sublime, self-titled. Then we've got Mu330 Ultra Panic against Supervillains, Grow Your Own. Mad Caddies, Just One More against Potshot, Pots and Shots. Flatliner, Destroy to Create versus Hello Rockview by Less Than Jake. Spring Heeled Jack, I don't remember what it's called, against Mighty Mighty Bosstones, Question the Answers. Planet Smashers, Life of the Party against Jeffries Fan Club, Nothing to Prove. Assorted Jelly Beans, self-titled, against Voodoo Glow Skulls, Fear May, and Falling Sickness, Right on Time against Toasters, New York Fever. So, with that said, guys, you ready to kick off first one?
Yeah,
First
I'm ready
match.
to do it.
Let's do it.
Real quick, Lewis, did you see the Spabs PBR comment?
Oh yeah, I gave him the signal and the thumbs up when I saw
Hell
it. So
yeah.
we were
Good,
doing
good.
the official sponsorship. So
Yeah, PBR is the official sponsor of the Ska Punk bracket. So, but yeah, let's get into it. We've got the Aquabats versus Sublime. Who do you want starting this off, John?
Well, we'll do.
advantage.
I kind of like. So, spoiler alert: we just filmed the NoFX EP tier list that'll be out Friday, and we went down, and then we kind of let's just go like that. I'll start, then Dylan starts, blah blah
Okay.
blah. Then So, Aquabats versus Sublime. So Lewis and I used to love this freaking Aquabats album. Mainly Pool Party, Pizza Day. I fell asleep on my arm. Those are the ones I remember most. It's a fun album, and it's probably the best thing the Aquabats have put out. I think definitely better than the other record Aquabats has in here. But the Sublime maybe lacking in a little bit of traditional ska, but I think it's the far superior album. So I'm gonna go Sublime for my vote. Are we gonna have a poll running here?
Yes. I'll get it started right now.
Let's get a poll. I'm going for Sublime. Dylan, what do you think?
I'll be honest, I don't really like either of these bands or albums, especially the Sublime album has like the biggest normie ska song of all time with What I Got. And Santeria. Santeria takes the cake by far. Frat boy house party music. So this is like,
Who you picking though?
yeah, I know. It's like pick the best of the worst. I'll go with the Aquabats just because I hate them slightly less than the Sublime album.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
But I picked the Aquabats.
yeah. Lewis picked the Aquabats here. This one is specifically. I've never listened to it, but I have heard, I believe, Pool Party and Pizza Day before. They sounded very familiar when I re-listened to this. And I will say, I Fell Asleep on My Arm is like a fucking great Korn parody. It's like actually funny. It's an actually funny Korn / Limp Bizkit parody because he goes into the Limp Bizkit break stuff a little bit there too. It's fun. It has a lot of like different styles going on. Definitely more interesting than anything else I've heard from the Aquabats. But I mean, funny music is never gonna beat like a genuinely great record to me, and the Sublime self-titled is genuinely great. I think Santeria is a great normie ska song. So What I Got, I used to busk What I Got all the time. It's 2 chords. It's
a
G
banger.
and D. You play D, then you play G, and then you repeat that for the entire song, and then you do a guitar solo.
That dog shit guitar solo.
I learned it. It was easy to learn. It was a good time. Ballad of Johnny Butt, Burritos, Wrong Way is an absolute banger. So Sublime self-titled is all day. I'll be real. So
All right, Lewis.
Sublime, Immortal Coil says Sublime is at Walmart rock to you. No, I mean maybe they are. I've never, but go ahead.
Yeah, Aquabats record. I mean, John said it. We love this record. Other shout outs to Adventure Today, which is about the Goonies, I believe. Worms Make Dirt, which is about chipmunks making dirt, and everyone holds hands and they feel terrific. And actually, Sandy Face is a banger, John. If you haven't listened to that one in a while, it's really good. But even if I pick this and it's my favorite Aquabats record, I mean, it can't really hold a candle to the bro rock that I love of the Sublime self-titled. I mean, all the songs called out. Santeria is just a great all-timer song, in my opinion. And then we even got some of the reggae stuff. We got some of the slowed down stuff with the Jailhouse. I mean, yeah, Johnny Butt. I mean, this album rocks. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. So gonna have to go Sublime.
Chad is really close, surprisingly.
It is really close. So it looks like right now it's 56% Sublime and 44% Aquabats. So it is very close. Also, Spab says he's going to make a PRR drinking game. Every time I mention busking, you take a shot.
That. Yeah, Crash and Bleed in the chat talking about Seed, which is an underrated song off this album, which it's one of the better songs of the album if you guys haven't listened to it. Not very... it's a little bit harder, but man, this album's so good. I'm gonna go listen to self-titled after we get off this thing.
Yeah, self-titled's so good. But we'll move on to the next one here. I'll get the poll going, and it will be Dylan starting us off, right?
Yes, it is Mr. Dylan, and it's Mu330 Ultra Panic against the Supervillains that he picked. Grow Your Own.
Okay, I'm gonna come off as a massive hypocrite here, because the Supervillains are like Sublime copycat band, pretty much. But
Yeah, it's white boy reggae, definitely.
yeah, but from Central Florida. I railed against MU330 a long time ago, and I stand by everything I said. They're a shitty band. Cacophonous, garbage music. I don't like MU330. I stand by it. I do like the Supervillains. I think this is their best album. The only white boy reggae I really genuinely enjoy. And there's some good fast songs on here too, like Little Girl and
Love Little Girl.
and okay, yeah, I mean that's it could be Jared from Subway moment right there. Yeah, great record. I vote for the Supervillains. No
Somebody
bias.
clip that.
That's definitely clippable. It's me now. Well, you went with the Supervillains. I mean, the Supervillains. I feel like just kind of just excrete local reggae ska band to me so much. I mean, I don't know. The Expendables are a great white boy reggae band. Bumpin' Ugly's a local Maryland band, is a great white boy reggae band. The Supervillains, I feel like aren't as good as those bands to me. They're not bad. I will say, you know, all jokes aside, the Little Girl song is really good. I enjoyed Surfing USA, but I don't know. This song is like Punch Drunk Dub, which are just worthless, and Ex Girlfriend, which are kind of bad. MU330, I'm also not a big fan of. But I'll say the melody on KKK Highway is really good, even though it's weird. It's their most popular song. It's like a 40-second song, but it's like their best melody that I've heard from them so far. But I also liked Oh My God and Let Go Again. There's a few songs that I thought were pretty decent, and I'll pick them over the Supervillains, but just barely, to be real.
Yeah. Let's here we are, two titans in the battle of who gives a shit. But what's it called? MU330 is gonna take it for me. I honestly I never heard the Supervillains, any of their stuff, nor this album, but I'd heard Ultra Panic before and I didn't love it either. But second listen or third listen, whatever it was now, I thought it was pretty good. I like My Gun Is Broken too. That song stood out to me. I enjoyed that one as well, in addition to the ones you guys called out. Supervillains, I mean, now that you say it, I guess it's pretty obvious that they're got a Sublime feel to them. Like when I was listening to it, it just felt like, I don't know, an impression of somebody else, and I guess that adds up because I was pretty bored and didn't really like that much of it at all. So yeah, I'm going MU330.
All right. So MU330 is going to take it because I don't know. I like Ballyhoo. I like the Expendables. I didn't really like the Supervillains album that much. And I'm not a huge MU330 fan. Like back in like the early 2000s, I was listening to all the ska stuff. I never got into these guys. I thought the album was pretty decent. I don't love it. I mean, I don't think there's not a lot of albums that are going to sneak past that self-titled Sublime, so I'm not too worried about it. But I got to go MU330. It was surprisingly pretty decent. So,
yeah,
3-1. What does the chat have to say?
The chat, I will say, I think Chumps on Parade is a better MU330 record, but the chat is 75% MU330 and 25% Supervillains. So there's some Supervillains love. And Spike the Clown says Supervillains for the win.
Amen, Spike.
Yeah, so Spike and Dylan, Florida locals. And we're ending the poll, and MU330 is moving on. And we're going down to the Mad Caddies, just one more versus Potshots. Pots and Shots. Such a highly requested record by punk rock radar legend Matt. What's Barrett?
Yes.
Last name. So Matt from Punk Rock Radar, he said we were fools for not having it on here. It is on here, and I'll just say it's not very good. It's fine. The album art is 10 times better than the music. It looks great. It reminds me of like Rocco's Modern Life art style. It's like one of my favorite albums art to look at. But the Mad Caddies record is one of the best ska punk records of all time. We said it in the Fat Wreck bracket, or at least I did. I said it in the Fat Wreck record. We've got Drinking for 11, Contraband, Villains, Silence. Just those 4 songs kick it off really well. And Spare Change, Riot, 10 West is good. it goes on. There's so many great ones, and I listened to the Pots and Shots record, and I don't know, no song stood out to me. So that's my thoughts. And let me get this poll going.
Yeah.
Gotta like poison the well.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, this is, my opinion, the best Mad Caddies record. I think it's one of the best records that's on Fat Wreck. I think I rated it over quite a few good ones. All the songs you said, Silence, of course. Oh man, Leaving. All these songs are so good. Potshot, like I thought it was okay. I think the music was fine. I'll be honest. I said this earlier. I think the vocal mix was really strange. I knew they were from Japan, and I couldn't tell that they were speaking English for half the songs. And I don't know if that makes it I have a bad ear.
Xenophobic.
Yeah, xenophobic, but I could not get into it, man. Like, and I need to, and I was, yeah, I'm good. I'm good on Potshot. I'm going with Mad Caddies.
Yeah, I'll keep it brief. It's the Caddies. I mean, they made like the top 8, maybe even top 4 in the Fat Wreck poll, which is a much better pool of albums than we have here. So they're gonna move on. Mad Caddies just one more best ska album on Fat Wreck.
Well, Matt's not here, but I know he would have voted for the Potshot album, so I'll vote for Matt and pick Potshot.
There you go.
I will say, is they have another album. It's called Rock and Roll, right? I have
no idea.
I may have put Rock and Roll here instead of.
Yeah, but this album's called Pots and Shots, and their name is Potshot, so it kind of has to be.
Know,
here.
but
Well, it might be the worst fucking named album of all time.
Yes, they have another album called Rock and Roll. I may have put that here instead of this.
That's a better name than Pot. Is Rock and Roll a better name than Pots and Shots, Lewis?
No.
Should have called it Shots and Pots, because then at least it's a little bit funny. That's my personal take.
Anyway, I think they're a pretty fun band, but yeah, I mean personally, I would have picked the Mad Caddies, but I'm voting for Matt. So
all right, so it is Mad Caddies 82% and Potshot 17%. So a minority of Potshot lovers. So
rest in peace, Matt.
Yeah, R.I.P. Potshot. And we'll move on. And Lewis, you're up next. We've got the Flatliners Destroyed to Create and Hello Rock View by Less Than Jake.
It's a wild one.
Yeah. I mean, what a terrible round for the Flatliners to get into, because I mean, this is a really good Flatliners record, obviously. I don't know what I ranked it in mine. It was either A, I think it was A or S, I don't remember, but it's obviously a fantastic ska record. It's unbelievably good, but we're talking about one of the all-timers here. We're talking about Hello Rockview. I don't care if it's a mixed bag, if there's not as much ska as some people would like. This is one of the greatest records, period, of the 90s. So my vote is going to Less Than Jake. We will continue to be marks for Less Than Jake on this channel, and we stand by it. So Hello Rockview all day.
Yeah, right. I think maybe in about a dozen videos, I've said this is my favorite ska punk record of all time. What sucks is that this is like probably 2 of my top 5 albums in the entire bracket. So I agree with what Lewis is saying, but I've got to give it to Less Than Jake. Hello Rockview. It's a top 3 album of all time for me. So give it the W.
All right. Well, Dylan, I'm sure you've debated this quite a bit.
Oh, am I going? Oh, Less Than Jake.
Yes.
Less Than Jake for sure. Yeah, but very tough draw for the Canadian boys here. Perhaps we should consider a losers bracket. This will probably run the gauntlet through the losers bracket if there was one.
Yeah, I don't know if we can do a losers bracket on this one just because of how we have it set up.
Consolation prize.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Are you picking Hello Rockview, I'm assuming, Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I didn't want to put words in your mouth, so I wanted to be fair here. But yeah, I mean, if the Flatliners was up against, I would say like almost like probably 80% of the records on this bracket, they would have won here. But they're kind of up against a titan of a ska punk record right here, which is Hello Rockview, and I'm going with Hello Rockview. I would say if it was some other Flatliner records, I don't know if Hello Rockview would beat it, but it's definitely going to beat Destroy to Create. Even though Destroy to Create is an amazing debut and an amazing ska core record, so can't hate. can't be mad at losing to what like one of the best Less Than Jake records. So
Top 2.
No shame.
Yep.
No shame.
no shame. So we're ending the poll, and the Flatliners are at 26%. Hello Rock View 73%.
That's respectable.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean,
not bad.
Up against the Titan like that, the Flatliners still pull through. There's some Flatliners love.
I'm surprised.
Blair
yeah.
McCracken.
Fred's got Slacks is definitely better than some of the songs on Hello Rockview. So I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
It's a great
no,
album.
definitely. It's just I think Destroy to Create drags a little bit towards the end. But
It does.
Blair McCracken says Flatliners are better when they are straight punk, and I agree. I know there's these people who think the Flatliners should go back to the ska core, the ska punk thing, and no, it was cool that they did it, but they just one record is fine. They're better, you know. They're too talented of a band to be, I feel like, pigeonholed like that. That's my
They're
opinion.
too talented to play ska. This piece of shit music.
They're
is
too
all we gotta say.
talented to play upstrokes for the rest of their life.
Uh,
Not that. I mean, there's some amazingly talented ska bands. It's just like you could experiment.
I would take one more ska Flatliners record. Come on.
One more like
I
one
you
more.
know, maybe the next one they'll throw it back to all those people who's like demand for Destroy to Create stuff.
yeah.
But John, we're
What's-
starting with you here with two bangers.
I want to
You wanna
just
go through it?
just catch up in the
Go ahead.
chat real quick.
Chat. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Streetlight
Where
is
is
Streetlight is
Streetlight?
in. They're in the bracket. This is just one of 4 episodes we're
Yes.
gonna do, but we do have Streetlight on there.
You mean we're not going to talk about all 64 albums tonight?
No.
No, this
Look,
is
some people miss stuff. All right.
this
At
is-
least it wasn't that guy who didn't even realize we were doing a poll for 1996.
all right.
Yeah.
This is next, right? I want to make sure I'm clicking. I've got a
Yes.
lot of stuff
Yeah,
going
you're
on
good.
on
You're
the
good. You're
screen.
good. You're good.
Yeah, you're good. This is it, and this is you. So start us off, John.
Okay, this is actually pretty close for me. I had never listened to Spring Heeled Jack before. Lewis and I saw them open for Less Than Jake last year. I think I've heard of them for sure. But they put on a really good live show, and I checked this out. I think it's all right. I think Jolene is the best song across these 2 albums. I know I maybe get some hate from that, but that's a really good song. This Bosstones record, I could take it or leave it. I've never been a huge Bosstones fan. Honestly, I don't love the vocals on Bosstones stuff. I'm sorry, guys. But, man, I was really hoping I can go last on this one. But,
Sorry, bro. That's how the cards are dealt.
yeah, you know what? Screw it. Spring Heeled Jack. I don't care. They're not going to win, but I'm tossing my vote out there. For Jolene. This one's for Jolene.
John's girl. All right, Dylan. You got any kind words to say to Jolene?
Well, I picked both of these. I see a lot of people saying, well, John just shit on it. The Bosstones album, listen, this is the best Bosstones album. You guys are a bunch of fucking normies if you think Let's Face It is better than this.
Jackknife.
You're delusional. This is far and away the best Bosstones album. You have Kinder Words, Pictures to Prove It, Hell of a Hat, Standoff, Toxic Toast. I mean, what are you guys smoking? You think this isn't a good record? This is a top tier Bosstones album, and I am picking it. I do like Spring Heeled Jack though, which is why I also picked them to be on here, but it does not match up to Question the Answers.
All right. Well, Spring Heel Jack, I can do without. They're fine. It's like whatever. I don't know. Jolene's not a bad song. Mass Appeal Madness is okay, but there's a lot of stuff here I just like never stuck in my head. I couldn't vibe with. I re-listened to it today. I also re-listened to the Bosstones record today because these are 2 I am not very familiar with. But I agree with Dylan. This is like the best Bosstones record I've heard. So it's better than Let's Face It. It's got like a lot of cool songs on it. Pictures to Prove It is true. I even like the Dollar in a Dream, how that starts off, and it's a cool, interesting album. I think the Bosstones does more interesting than Spring Heeled Jack, which sounds like a lot of bands I've heard before that I don't really care for. So I'm going Bosstones.
I didn't even mention Jump Through the Hoops.
Yeah, he didn't
What a
even mention Jump Through the
Phenomenally
Did not mention it.
fantastic song. That is way better than Jolene.
I'll be honest too. I see cats in the chat, and yeah, I thought Jolene was a cover too, and I don't believe it.
No, it's definitely not that song.
Yeah, yeah, and I like that song too. I had yeah, we saw Spring Heel Jack. I don't think I had ever heard this full record. I'd maybe heard a song or two. I had been aware of this Mighty Mighty Bosstones record, although probably haven't listened to it in 20 years, maybe. Out of my burn collection, because like you, I'm not a huge Bosstones fan, John, but no, I'm a normie, and I really like Let's Face It. I think it's a great record. I'm in the group of Dylan and Elliot here. Like, I think this is a pretty good Bosstones record. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it. I don't care if we got people in the crowd saying this is like the 9th best Bosstones record. I thought it was fine. I think it was kind of fun. So I'm gonna give it to the Bosstones.
Yeah, me and Spab
All right.
we're always lockstep. Me and Spab.
Also,
John
while
and
John
Spab.
does his thing, Spring Heel Jack, JR from Less Than Jake. This was his old band.
So let's was it really? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the poll real quick, which is Bosstones is 66%, Spring Heel Jack at 31%, and I guess we are the 1% that pulls it over, 33%. So
Richard's in the chat now, guys. By the way.
Richard has made it. What is up, fellas? Do you have anything exciting to say about Dylan, Richard? We always want to hear your Dylan takes. Always interested in your takes on Dylan.
And by the way, Matthew, the Bosstones did break up last year. I think it was due to very similar to the Bad Caddies, due to issues with getting vaccinated. So it's the same.
I think it's been like
situation,
two or 3 years at this point.
2 or 3. Okay, so something during the pandemic, because both of these ska bands don't want to get vaccinated. It's very interesting. I don't know what it is. It's just
Just Mr. Richard Barrett, I believe.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
didn't he make a band whose logo is the Pfizer
Yeah,
logo?
the-
Johnson. It's pretty funny.
They're on tour with Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Huh,
The
okay.
Defiant.
Yeah, the
Defiant.
Defiant is his band, and then Joe Gittleman, someone else in the Bosstones, has an album coming out. I think this week or next
bassist.
week.
Look, I'm
He's released like 3 things.
Yeah,
just gonna say anything that breaks up the Bosstones is okay with me. But let's move on. I'm kidding. Let's move on.
Sacrilegious.
oh my god, you're gonna get us canceled.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Spab said RFK was involved in the breakup as well. So I don't
Were
know,
they?
guys.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what's going on.
A lot of drama going on. Go to one of those drama YouTubers for that. This is Planet Smashers versus Jeffries fan club. So this is a Lewis pick versus a Dylan pick, correct?
Possibly.
I
so.
picked the Planet Smashers.
Yeah. Who's going? So Dylan, what's going on here? What's up with Jeffries fan club? Why don't you pick them?
I like the record. I'm not a big Planet Smashers guy. I'm gonna stand by my pick here, and I'm going with Jeffries fan club. Even though they omitted an apostrophe from their name, I feel like erroneously. How do you say that word?
I mean, I love disregard for the English language, so I support it.
Yeah, I just talked about them not using an apostrophe, then butchered a pretty basic word. Yeah, I like Jeffries fan club, and I'm picking it.
Okay. All right. Jeffries fan club is. Oh, hold on. I'm like fucking up this poll. 1 second.
Well, it's Jeffries
it
that
going.
way because it's after 90s Houston Oilers receiver Haywood Jeffries. That's why it's that way.
Oh,
There should still
okay.
be an apostrophe somewhere in
I'll-
there, I feel like.
I will say this: Jeffries fan club is what I consider Malcolm in the Middle core, where it sounds like a band I would hear while watching an episode of Malcolm in the Middle, and that is actually high praise. I like Jeffries fan club a lot. I thought it had a lot of this '90s nostalgia. I could picture the upward zooming sweep down to the schoolyard where Malcolm's getting bullied by somebody, and he turns to the camera and he goes, like, all I said. That's what I picture when I listen to Jeffries fan club. The Planet Smashers are fine. I listened to him a good bit. This type of ska, it's pretty tough for me to get into, which is I call ska, not ska punk. It's ska. It's fine. But I'm going with Dylan's pick, Jeffries Fan Club. As a Malcolm in the Middle fan, I feel like this would fit perfectly on an episode. Lewis, you picked the Planet Smashers. What do you think?
Yeah, I had never heard of this They Might Be Giants cover band, the Jeffries Fan Club, apparently. But that's the band shit. But Jeffries Fan Club, I never heard of this band before. I got to be honest. Maybe I'm ignorant or stupid or something. But it was okay. I
Both
thought
of
it was
those.
fine. Yeah, probably.
I'm sorry.
But I love this Planet Smashers record. I had this one when I was a kid, and I played the shit out of it. So I don't care if it's ska. I still love it. I mean, Super Orgy Porno Party, that was a classic when I was like 20. So we're gonna keep that one going. I think it's a really fun record. I'd prefer that we call them Maple Ska because they're from Canada. So we're gonna go with that. So
That's
I'm
classy.
going Planet Smashers.
I like that.
Yeah.
You should definitely coin that. So
Socialist ska.
I was really glad that Dylan picked this Jeffries Fan Club. By the way, I have no idea if that's where their band name comes from. I was just saying it. But this is a really, really good album. Something Good is really awesome song. I think Nothing to Prove is the other one I like. I don't remember. But yeah, I had a couple of these songs on my playlist. Planet Smashers, I felt like my thoughts were coming out of Elliot's mouth. This is like the type of ska that I can't really get into. I think this album is fine, but it's not upbeat enough for me. Like the Jeffries Fan Club is like such a danceable, fun album. So I'm gonna vote for the first time. Me and Dylan, I think, are on the same page. Oh, less than Jake. But yeah, I'm gonna vote Jeffries Fan Club.
Never
all
danced
right,
to a ska song ever.
that's pretty
John.
crazy.
Don't lie.
That's crazy. So, real quick, we've got some takes in chat I want to read real quick before I get into the poll, which is Immortal Coil says Jeffries Fan Club may be the worst ska album in the bracket. So
And then
I don't know if
moving
I'm with the
on.
coil, but I don't get how I just lost 3-1 on this shit. So.
that's pretty surprising. I feel like the Planet Smashers are really good or really mid, says Matthew Miller.
I can see that one.
One of those.
Richard says the speed walking episode of Malcolm in the Middle is a classic. There are many. The bowling episode of Malcolm in the Middle is the true classic. And Downward is Heavenward says, Elliot, the word you are looking for is two-tone. And I
Yeah.
said, I prefer ska. Over- So we can make that a meme if you want. Love these ska bands.
Yeah.
But all right, so Jeffries Fan Club moves on. That was surprising. I thought that was going to be the first tiebreaker here. But if it was a tiebreaker, the Planet Smashers would have won at 68%. But Jeffries Fan Club got a
Damn.
solid
Absolutely
31%
obliterated.
for a band I've never heard of before in my life. So it's pretty good.
He just hates Canada that much, everybody.
Yes, roller skating
All right.
episode is really good too, Blair.
United in our hatred of Canada.
Okay, so we're going to Assorted Jelly Beans versus Voodoo Glow Skulls. Ferme, correct, John?
Firme.
Yeah.
Firme.
Fierme. Let us know in the chat. Ferme or Fierme? 1 for Ferme, 2 for Fierme. But this is like one of the closest matchups on the bracket. I saw you put it in the thumbnail as well, John.
Yeah, this is a really good one.
This is a really good matchup. Which is Ferme or Fierme. Downwards Heavenward says 2, which Downwards Heavenward is correct most of the time. So Fierme is the best Voodoo Glow Skulls record. We've got Shoot the Moon. We got Charlie Brown. Is El Cuckoo on this? Yes, El Cuckoo is like one of the best ska punk songs of the 90s. It's an absolutely fire record. But I picked Assorted Jelly Beans, and I picked Assorted Jelly Beans for a reason, because this record is fucking awesome. It is just the right amount of silly. It's just the right amount of nasally, middle school, just kind of punk rock that I love. I think Brain Dead is also one of the best ska punk songs in the 90s and is better than El Cuckoo. It's got Assorted Jelly Beans, got Punk Rock Jock, it got Another Way, Mr. Bill. It's a fucking fire record, and I'm going with the Assorted Jelly Beans self-titled all day. I think it's a great record. It's in my top 10 of the bracket, I will say that. I still have got some I got to listen to, but as of right now it is. So let me start this poll, and Lewis, what's your opinion?
I guess we're living in a different 90s, man, because I wouldn't say any of these songs are the top songs of any decade. But I mean, they're okay. I mean, This is the way I feel about both of these
Haters.
bands. Yeah, I'm a hater, but I mean, this is the way I feel about these bands. I think you're more likely to go out there and find Bigfoot in the wild than find a person who says their favorite band is the Assorted Jelly Beans or the Voodoo Glow
Check the
Skulls.
Discord,
So,
Lewis.
I'm going. I'm going with the Glow Skulls in this one. It's a better record. It's more classic. Even if I don't like it that much, so I'm going with the Glow Skulls.
All right. I this was the one. I feel like this is the closest one for me. These are pretty similar style of like ska punk.
Definitely.
It was like down to the wire, like the way that Firme, I think Firme won. I forgot what was 1 and what was 2 in the chat, but I think it's Firme.
Firme is correct according to Downward Heavenward, who is never wrong.
Yeah, it sounds Spanish, so let's go with it. It starts off with Shoot the Moon, which is it's incredible. I mean, it's a really, really good song.
It's a great song.
But I like this Jelly Beans record slightly more. I remember I had this back in the day. Elliot shouted out my favorite song in there, Punk Rock Jock. It just gets the juices going slightly more. So it's gonna be 2-1, and Voodoo Glow Skulls are from Florida, so I can guess what Dylan's gonna do. But let's hear it straight from him.
They're not from
Florida. From California.
They're
from California.
so since you
From
mentioned
Western Florida.
Yeah.
Since you
Oh
very
my
west. Since you mentioned that, I want to draw attention to Assorted Jelly Beans, Voodoo Glow Skulls, and Falling Sickness are all from Riverside, California.
Damn.
Oh, okay. They're all very similar. That's interesting.
So yes, very Riverside is very well represented here on this video. Voodoo Glow Skulls takes it for me easily. Fantastic album. Shoot the Moon, Closet Monster, Drug Take, Empty Bottles, Fat Randy.
Well, I just want to
awesome
say real
album.
quick, Dylan, if you're tying it, the chat is also tied. So the next vote
Really?
is going to be the decider. Right now, Firme is at 50 and Assorted Jelly Beans at 50. So please, Assorted Jelly Beans fans.
Jelly Beans.
Jelly Beans are so much better. I mean, it's not so much better. It's very close. These are both great records.
Voodoo, we do.
But
I worked in Riverside,
right.
California.
Oh, okay. Firme has won 52%,
There it is.
48%. Depressing.
Lewis
I love this
working in
sort of Jelly
Riverside
Beans
put it
record.
over the
This
top.
It is. I was
This
just
is
gonna say
madness.
it's Glow Skulls country out there, guys. This stands no chance. So it's gonna have
Oh
to
my
go Glow
gosh.
Skulls.
California Street Music, which is my first Glow Skulls record, which is not a great record, but a Ballad of Froggy McNasty is a song by the Voodoo Glow Skulls. That's all I have to say. So Lewis, you're up next here. So we've got the fire matchup of Falling Sickness versus the Toasters.
This is easily the worst matchup on this bracket, I think. I remember John gave me a Falling Sickness record when we were like 18, and I didn't like it, and I still don't like it. It was okay. It didn't feel very ska to me for a lot of this record. However, fortunately for them, they're going against the Toasters, who I personally hate. So I dislike the Toasters. Boring, pretentious.
Oh no.
I don't care. Get out of here with this silliness. I mean, you should have kept that shit in England where it belonged. I'm going with Fallen Sickness.
Serial xenophobe Lewis making a reputation for himself.
Serial
God.
xenophobe.
Yeah,
All right, John. Falling Sickness versus the Toasters, New York Fever.
Lewis is right. So rewind back to which is a very long time. Our 20-year anniversary is passed. But yeah, I had got really into Link 80, and I remember I was looking for bands on random message boards that sounded like Link 80, and somebody recommended to me Falling Sickness. So Lewis went on Unix Punks and got me these records way back then. I still think this record rocks, and I 100% agree with Lewis about the Toasters. They suck. I think Kat is right that this is the Rocco's Modern Life font. I never put that 2 and 2 together. But yeah, Falling Sickness by a mile. Toasters suck. Screw those guys.
Did you even listen to this record? It's a pretty good fucking record.
It sucks. It's
All
no
right,
Falling
Dylan,
Sickness.
Dylan, unleash it. Unleash the beast.
No, I'm gonna
Tell
defend
everyone
the
what's
toast.
Defend
I'm
the
gonna-
Toasters.
No, this is a great ska album. My favorite Toasters album. Falling Sickness is fun and all, but like, and this is gonna sound like weird. They're almost like too fast. Like it's like the whole objective of the band is to play as fast as possible. And at some points it's at to the detriment of the quality of the music. So like it's a fun listen and all. It's like, holy shit, this is like the fastest thing I ever heard. But like some of the songs suffer. Like 2PC is like a terrible sounding song because they're just playing too fast.
You just don't like that they're too politically correct. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
sure. Anyway, the New York Fever is an excellent album. Any self-respecting ska fan should listen to this record, and John and Lewis are dead wrong.
Listen, man, if we're not going to let Citizen Fish into this bracket, I'm not happy with the Toasters being on here. So if I had to pick one shitty band with one guy from England, at least, I'm picking the Fish. So,
All right,
Elliot,
say
it's
this.
you.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to the Toasters than Citizens Fish.
Yeah.
All right, so the
Fish.
Toasters are excellent background music. I was listening to them while doing some chores around the house, and it was a good time. I listened to Falling Sickness while doing chores around the house, and I kept dropping things. I mean, Falling Sickness is like barely a ska punk band. I'll say that.
I agree.
It's a skate punk band, and I don't want to be too mean. I know some people really love Falling Sickness, but they're not even a good skate punk band.
Not that good. No.
I don't think they're a very good skate punk band. I think this is vastly overrated by our Discord, and I'm sorry, guys, who love this record. The Toasters for ska are not bad. But this is like a coin flip for me. I didn't really care for either one of these. I mean, Runaway and Dwindle are all right, but I enjoyed Night Train by the Toasters. You know what? I'll leave it to the chat. I'll go with the Toasters. I had a better time just kind of vibing to the Toasters and Falling Sickness. I'm a Falling Sickness hater.
It's more.
Yeah, I am too. But to the chat though, Blair asked if the Toasters were second wave ska, and I would say that's probably true because they're from like the early '80s. But this album was like,
Wikipedia says third wave.
Okay, Dylan. Okay, this is a mid '90s album, so it was firmly kind of like in that era. So that's I think why we were kind of good with it. So.
Sorry, I can't tell how loud I'm talking with headphones on.
It was so loud.
Jesus.
We got a lot of people from the UK apologizing for the Toasters as well, so that's a good sign. Even though they're from New York, from New York. John and I should be apologizing, but
it says it right on the thing too. But
let's go through the chat here real quick.
Falling Sickness won, right?
Falling Sickness did won by the poll. Doug Lachelle says the Toasters are awful.
Yes, thank you, Doug.
Immortal Coil says Falling Sickness is a worse version of the Assorted Jelly Beans. I agree with that 100%. They are like the Assorted Jelly Beans are just a way better Falling Sickness.
The Toasters are a Moonska comp band. They started Moonska. What are you talking about? Bucket from the Toasters started Moonska.
Doug Lachelle says, "Let him know, Dylan." So he's
hating
on the Toasters, but he's supporting your passion.
The Toasters are like an incredibly inoffensive band. Like I get like you have like qualms with them and stuff. Only Bucket, the singer, is still in the band from that situation, which I know he's the one you had a problem with. Anyway, they're a good band. They're an inoffensive band. I like what Elliot said. Background music. I think that's accurate.
Yeah, I didn't mind listening to Toasters.
I don't disagree that they're fine. They're very boring live, and that really poisoned the well for me ever to like them, I think. And yeah, it still rides on.
He's allowing outside influences to determine the outcome of this bracket.
Yeah, I demand a recount.
We demand a recount. So
I'd still pick Falling Sickness.
Stop the vote.
Fuck the vote.
Should a boring background music band advance though? The answer is no. Let's be real here. Falling Sickness is anything but boring.
I would rather have like something I enjoyed a little bit versus like something that I thought was just totally just uninteresting to listen to, which is fun.
Anyway, let's move on. Falling Sickness is about to get bounced.
I mean, Voodoo Glow Skulls are about to stomp, but let's move up to Sublime versus Mu330. Who knows who's going to win this one? Go ahead, Lewis. Oh no, Lewis went.
Yeah,
It's John.
I mean, it's John. Yeah, but it's gonna be Sublime. So just skip me later. It's fine.
Yeah. So John, what do you think?
Yeah, I said before that like this was really my first deep dive into this Mu330 record, so it's like a tall ask to kind of beat an album that I've been familiar with for 25 years, maybe more. Pleasantly surprised by Mu330, but it's not going to beat the Sublime record. They're going to move on from me. What do you think, Dylan?
I'm unpleasantly unsurprised by Mu330. I don't like them. As much as it pains me to do this, Sublime gets my vote out of sheer indifference for the most part towards Sublime.
If only the Supervillains made it, it would have been a little more spicy. Yeah, it's Sublime. So I've already said Mu330 is kind of mid in my opinion. So let's go with Sublime, an actually good record.
Yep, Mu330 could have done well against a couple other bands, but no chance here. Sublime's got to go.
Yeah, they might have beat Fallen Sickness.
It definitely would have, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I want to say it again real quick. Big shout out to Immortal Coil. This bracket thing is working awesome, dude. Thank you so much.
No,
it's so much easier for me.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Immortal Coil for designing this bracket. My life is so much easier right now. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. But yeah,
the checks in the mail.
Send this man a stank finger. So, I'll send you a stank finger. All right, I'm gonna buy one from John. And I'll buy one for you, Immortal Coil. So for being helpful. But
yeah, Blair 40 ounce is coming up later, so it's coming down the pike. Yeah, sorry, Elliot.
No, you're fine, dude. We all interrupt here. I interrupt probably more than anybody. Let's go to. We're at Mad Caddies versus Less Than Jake. And Dylan, I have no clue who Dylan's going to pick. Everybody, drum roll of suspense. And by the way, the chat firmly went with Sublime at 79%. So let's get the poll going. And Dylan, what do you think of these two bands? I know they're kind of obscure.
I mean, I really like the Mad Caddies and all, but go next. Less Than Jake's taking it. Hello Rockview. Not even my favorite Less Than Jake album, but this isn't even a matter of debate.
Spoiler alert.
It's a better album.
I mean, I mean, it's going to be Hello Rockview. All right. But it's very close. It's absolutely very close. And this Mad Caddies record is kind of a shame it was up against this Less Than Jake record so early, because it definitely should be in the top 16. 100%. I mean, the Mad Caddies record is excellent. So, but
Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. That's what this
I
is.
know. No, it's not the epic rack battle of Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. It's two Coughing Babies strapped with hydrogen bombs up against each other. But I love this Mad Caddies record. I know no one even knows what we're talking about. But Hello Rockview takes it. I'll stop rambling. Lewis, what do you think?
I mean, part of me almost wants to pick the Caddies because I really love that record. It's one of my favorites of the last, lost childhood. I don't know what year it came out, 2000 something, whatever. But Rockview, I mean, it's so hard to compete against. This is a shame. Definitely. I think you're right. Caddies could have really competed, come a long way. I mean, if Rockview had been on Fat Wreck, we would have had a much different layout too as well. And I mean, I picked the Caddies to go pretty far, and I gotta say this Less Than Jake is slightly better. I'm with you. I don't think it's as big a blowout as people think it is. I think both are equally not equally, but they're both very good efforts by different bands. But yeah, I'm going Rockview.
All right, so it's all of us going Rockview, and the audience has. Oh wait, sorry, is it John? John still has to say.
I mean,
go ahead, John. What could you possibly pick?
These are like two of my top 5 favorite ska punk albums, but Rockview is number 1 and Caddies is like number 4 or 5. But we'll give it a nice send off. Yeah. It's a great album. It would have liked to see it go a little further, but nothing's beating Rockview for me. It's gonna take it.
I think the Mad Caddies record would have beat 98% of the records on here.
Yeah.
To be honest,
We have do we have Rock the Plank or Duck and Cover coming somewhere as well, or did that make it?
Duck and Cover is coming up. Yes, it
Okay,
did.
that's a
make
good one too. So that's a great record.
So yeah,
as well,
Duck and Cover. I think from that matchup, I feel like that Mad Caddies record will make it in, but we'll see when we come to it. So the audience is 76% less than Jake, 24% Mad Caddies were ending the poll.
Respectable.
And Blair McCracken says it's not close. Bible Dumb.
That's what I was
Podcast.
responding to. I was responding to Blair. It is closer than that, I think, but yeah.
I think it is as well. Bible Dumb Podcast says Rockview is my favorite Less Than Jake record. So John relates to Bible Dumb Podcast. Maybe John also thinks the Bible is dumb. And we do a podcast. I'm kidding, don't.
The Bible Dumb Podcast? Yeah.
The Bible Dumb Podcast. The Bible is dumb. Check out our podcast. He commented on something earlier. I think he's a big Propaganda fan too. I remember you,
my buddy.
All right. Yeah, so I remember you. I mean, it makes sense for someone who's like runs an atheist podcast to like Propaganda. But all right, let's move on here.
John, the artwork's jacked up or something.
Yeah, I don't know what I did.
Okay.
It's,
White square.
It's rock. Just pretend that's Hello Rockview right there.
It's because the album is pure energy and
no.
light. It is projecting through the box.
It has already
Transcended.
transcended
Yeah.
to the
broke
top
the
final
bracket.
four.
It broke the bracket.
On the seventh day, God created Hello Rockview and bestowed it upon all of us Cretans.
Well, look, dude, that's blasphemy. He rested on the 7th day. He created Hello Rockview on the 6th day. All right.
I like to relax and rest with a nice ska record myself. So
That's
all
true,
right,
that's true.
Let's move on.
All right. Who's even up? I'm
You.
totally lost.
You.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
up. So it's
Yeah.
going to be the Mighty Bosstones versus Jeffries Fan Club. I feel like this would be more interesting for Dylan to start with. These are both his records, so I'm gonna
Dude, who cares? It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna move it up to Dylan here. Dylan, can you want to say something about these two? What do you got to say?
Yeah, I like Nothing to Prove a lot, obviously, because I picked it. But like I said, this is my favorite Bosstones album. Despite how much hard of a time you guys are giving me about it, I think it's top notch.
I
Far and
support
away. Yeah, I think it's an incredible album. It flows way better than most of the other Bosstones records. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Question the Answers here.
All right. Well, as much as I love Malcolm in the Middle, I think the Bosstones records is just more compositionally interesting. It's just doing a lot more. As the Jeffries Fan Club record is just kind of a really fun record, a really good vibe, definitely good summer music as well. Definitely good music to randomly put on the soundtrack of Malcolm in the Middle. I'm going with the Bosstones. So, Lewis, what do you have to say?
I'm with you guys. I mean, I thought I kind of shit talked Jeffries a little bit earlier, but I thought it was fine background music as well. It was okay. Like I said, this isn't my favorite Bosstones record either, but I think it's better than this. Also, negative points for this boring album cover from the Jeffries Fan Club. Like, I mean, I would have. Can you imagine walking through Media Play, John, in 2001 and seeing that and buying it? I could not imagine it.
Oh
So,
no, it looks
negative
more
points.
like Jeffries Airplane than it does Jeffries Fan Club. Okay.
I know. We're going Bosstones all day.
So, I would actually pick Jeffries Fan Club at the risk
Damn.
of my ska cred, and I don't have much ska cred anyway, so I'm not super concerned with
That's
it.
cool.
I really like
having
this.
ska cred is actually a negative
Yeah.
on yourself.
It's a
So,
detriment, yeah. So
It's a detriment to have ska cred.
So I really like this Jeffries Fan Club record. I already talked about it. If I feel like it's one of the more unknown ones in this bracket. So if you're a ska person and you haven't heard it, go check it out. It's really good. But I understand the Bosstones are a juggernaut. So it is what it is. What's the chat saying about this?
Well, it looks like the
Yeah.
Bosstones at 73%, and the Malcolm in the Middle band is at 27%. So the Bosstones firmly win. And Doug Lachelle says the Bosstones could never score Malcolm in the Middle.
I mean, I know there's probably people in the chat voting for the Bosstones because they've never heard of this Jeffries Fan Club album, but you should definitely listen to it. I was pleasantly surprised even if I voted against it.
It's a
pretty
good record.
So,
I really like the Jeffries Fan Club. So this is the best record that
Yeah.
Dylan has picked so far. So of,
Oh,
of,
thanks,
of
I
records I've
appreciate it.
never heard of before. So
Dylan, you have great taste for bands that lose, or win and lose. So look at that. You had that.
I picked the Bosstones too, for the record.
I know that's what I said. Win and lose. Did both.
Yes,
So it was
yes.
I just thought it was
simultaneous.
funny. Elliot
saved
said it was the
himself.
best one, and then he voted against it.
oh yeah, I forgot you. I said of bands I did never heard of.
Okay.
I couched it
yeah.
with that. So let's be
Okay.
clear. But let's move on to
Yeah, you
Glow
take this
Skulls
one, Elliot,
versus-
because I got nothing
Okay.
to say about this one. We were gonna skip your turn because you gave up your turn, but you take this one because I don't really care about either of these records. So
Oh, okay, well, it's the Glow Skulls.
yeah,
so your
it's
turn.
the Glow Skulls. It's the Glow Skulls.
Let me start the poll
Yeah, I mean,
before we finish out
I
here.
thought you would have had something to say about Falling Sickness, but yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
No, I don't really like them. They're like they're not really a ska. They're barely a ska punk band, and I don't really like them as a skate punk band either. Which I
Yeah,
know
they
people are
really-
gonna. There's some people who love them in the Discord. I'm gonna get some shit for that, but I'm just being real. I think they're pretty mid. So and
Yeah,
also the
I don't
album
know
art
how
sucks.
they made this. I don't know how they made this bracket, and a lot of other albums didn't.
They won a
This
poll.
Yeah, this
So-
album's okay. I mean, but yeah, it's not as good as Voodoo Glow Skulls, which I'm not even a huge fan of, despite its global importance apparently. But that's a better record than Falling Sickness. So, John,
I'm sorry.
he's really debating.
Yeah, I was trying to fix something on. Yeah, it's Voodoo Glow Skulls. I already went to bat for Falling Sickness the first time. I'm not gonna do it again. Got ridiculed. I like it, but the Voodoo Glow Skulls album is honestly better. Like, just to be real. So that's my vote too.
No, way better. Way better.
I'm
Alright.
with you. Almost Punk Enough. Kill Lincoln should have made it over Falling Sickness, but
Oh yeah,
pick it,
definitely.
so,
I
yeah.
think they lost to Kill Lincoln, didn't they?
I think
Yeah.
doesn't Kill Lincoln have a record or no in the bracket?
No, they don't have a record in the bracket. They either lost to the Eclectics. Oh my gosh, whatever they're
the
called.
Electrics. Oh my God, my cat's moving like a computer.
Electrics.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, the Electric Eclectics. I can't even say it. Or they lost to Falling Sickness. I can't quite remember.
Eccentrics.
Hmm.
Whatever. Okay.
I think they lost to the Electric Eclectics. Says all
They did, yeah.
All right. So
Voodoo
okay,
Glow
that's true.
Skulls.
Yeah.
For sure. The worst songs on the Falling Sickness record are the ska songs, coincidentally.
I know.
They remind me a lot
agree.
of the ska songs remind me a lot of the early Millencolin ska songs where it's like they can't keep
Yes.
time and stuff.
Oh my God,
Um,
the early Millencolin is the worst ska stuff I've ever heard. I'm sorry, anyone who mentioned them in the chat before, but
Yeah.
I think someone had the hot take that the early Millencolin's better than the new stuff. So
Oh
the
my
ska,
Lord.
the goofy
Sorry,
ska
Dylan,
Millencolin.
continue. I'm sorry. Just
Yeah.
hearing old Millencolin really angries up my blood. So you're up.
But yeah, I mean, Falling Sickness is not a terrible band. I enjoy this record, especially. I know this someone I can't remember who says Because the World is a better album. I like this one more of the two. But yeah, it's just not like in a ska bracket. Not my first choice. And again, it's too fucking fast, man. It's just too fast.
Fast. If it's too fast, you're too old. All right. But yeah, I agree. Voodoo Glow Skulls all the way. Also, Immortal Coral says, John, rename the file to .jpeg instead of .gif to fix the Hello Rock view.
Let's
you
see if
see
he's
that?
right. Oh, he's
Yes.
right.
In your walls.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh,
There we go.
did you do that before I said it? I couldn't tell.
I
'cause
was
the
reading it.
stream
Yeah,
was
that's what I was doing when I was quiet before. I was fixing
Okay,
it.
okay, perfect. Sorry, I was looking at chat just now. Let's see here. Bible Dumb Podcast says, "Haha, I love the goofy Millencolin. It's all right. Where is Authority Zero?" says Spab.
Not
In
here.
Which album?
Yeah, I mean,
Which
First album. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Authority
First
Zero is a
album, I
great
guess.
band, but I don't know. I wouldn't consider them.
I want to do
too
the
much
tier
for
list. I want to do the tier list. Broadcast
yeah,
to the
I'll do the
world.
tier list. They rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Authority Zero. So
Broadcast.
Lift One Up. Lift One Up is like fucking banger of a song, dude.
No, broadcasting
done?
to the nations is the one I like. That one rips.
It's a good one too. It's a good one too. And the bass line in Revolution's good. But Falling Sickness is at 22% and Voodoo Glow Skulls is at 77%. So the audience is with us, even though they sided. I think they sided with Falling Sickness over the Toasters, correct? Because it was split Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah, we
falling
did.
sickness could not stand to the absolute. What's a giant thing? What's a big
Juggernaut.
giant thing? Juggernaut. That
Juggernaut,
is
yeah.
the Voodoo Glow Skulls record. Thank you, Lewis.
No worries. Well, I hope you guys like this. We're gonna have more brackets going forward. We're gonna find out who less than Jake gets to beat next coming up eventually here. Kidding.
I mean,
We
you're
don't
kidding,
know.
but not kidding.
Yeah.
No, we don't know.
I don't have the list in front of me. But I think the next one's actually pretty good. The next,
I think this is the weakest of our brackets so far.
I don't know.
It's getting pretty good.
But
There's some better matchups at least.
next week
Go
I
ahead.
can't do Wednesday, so we got to figure out if it's gonna be Thursday or Friday.
Okay, that's fine.
So
We
in the
can do a little poll.
it
We
will.
don't do it in chat. We'll do it in the Discord, or we'll ask or something. Because I mean, we can do
Or,
one
you
right
know-
now if you want.
Or check the other members of this channel if they're available on those days too.
It's a good. It's true.
Yeah, we should do that. Lewis, are you available Thursday or Friday?
Friday better than Thursday. So
All right,
Friday would be
Dylan,
better for me.
Thursday or Friday?
Whichever. You got,
Okay.
Yeah, whichever.
Well, Lewis has a lot of important things to do, unlike the rest of us.
Jesus Christ! Like I'm big timing you because I have plans on a Thursday.
He's like, yeah, guys, sorry, dude, I got like a big meeting with the
Listen, guys,
with corporate.
my work ends at 5 p.m. and Thursday night is wing night, and that's what I'm not interrupting. So you guys could deal with that.
Blair's got the right attitude. I'll blow off work for whatever day it is. There we go.
You know what?
Oh, but
That's
he
what
doesn't have a
support.
job.
Oh wait, I don't. Oh, okay.
So-
The
I
John's
don't have a
hiring.
job.
I'm kidding.
Oh my god. Well, I appreciate it anyway, Blair.
Yeah, let's do Friday though. Friday will be a fun night. to do
Friday
it, so
night
we actually
stream
might
is
get
good,
even
yeah.
More people. Yeah, we got 34 people right now. Can you imagine if we get another whatever it is? So
Yeah, it'll be fun. Shout out to
this is a good turnout. So thanks for everyone for showing up to the ska punk bracket, which is it was a messy thing to put together. It was but I don't know. It's turning out good.
Well,
It's a fun
let's
time.
hit Crash
thanks
and
again,
Bleed.
Immortal Coil.
Shout out to his Uncle Joe, who's up in the pen. Shout out to all the East Coast posse. There you go, man. But
Joe
yeah, definitely Immortal Coil. Blair, this is your job. Show up here and vote on meaningless brackets.
Then people will argue about for a week. But yeah, it's good stuff.
Blair, this
Alright.
is your job now. Immortal Coil. Did you read that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby Moore says
Wing
wing night is
Wednesday
essential.
was- Yes. I got a quesadilla I'm gonna eat after this, so it's gonna
There
be
you
a
go.
good time. I'm gonna be very happy.
Lucky you, man.
But all right, so we got Sublime, Hello Rockview, Question the Answers, and Fierme. I gotta roll the R. Fierme. I can't do it. We need yeah, Fierme.
That's
Can you
close.
do it as a Hispanic man, Lewis? You got this.
My parents are from Italy, but
Close enough. That's
better me. Better me.
It's pretty
Closer,
good.
I feel
All
like.
right. I mean,
It's pretty
this-
close to Spain,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, it is.
This is- Yeah,
This makes
Spanish
sense.
and Italian are the same language. Yeah, so
You
I
have
feel like
like secondhand, what's secondhand smoke, but with like a accent.
Secondhand Smoke is a rarities album from Sublime. Actually, I was just kidding. So,
It is.
It's true. It is.
But yeah, I think all of these make sense. I would have liked to see Assorted Jelly Beans make it all the way. I love that band, but losing to Voodoo Glow Skulls is fine. It's a great Voodoo Glow Skulls record. It's the best Voodoo Glow Skulls record. Band Geek Mafia, close second. Though I think Immortal Coil likes Band Geek Mafia more. I'm not quite sure.
Steady as
So
she
Lewis
goes
is
is pretty
confirmed
good.
Mexican, says Douglas Shell.
Oh, that's the album that I didn't figure out from
Yeah,
from
yeah,
AI,
for the
right?
AI art. Yeah, you had no clue what,
Yep, yep.
but neither of you
No, I
had
no
any clue
clue.
it was.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that.
Nerdy guy in a go kart, right?
No, it was like a kid walking with away from the bus stop, Look like he's about to shoot
Oh,
up a
right,
school
okay.
or something. So
Nice.
This is the only one I have.
Well-
I don't know if I kind of like this one.
which one? I can't even tell.
Who?
Oh, that's the newer one, isn't it?
No, it's the original with Gohan on it.
Oh, that one.
This is a good one. I like this one.
Who is this is?
Yes.
That's not Gohan. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, Mortal Coil says Band Geek much better. Trombone
okay. I
Tommy
gotta
Gun
see that.
says
Mafia.
Bible Dumb Podcast. Nathan Wild says, "Who is this? Is great." So yeah, there we go.
Who is this? Great. All right, we should wrap
All right,
up on that note.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, guys, have a great night. Appreciate you joining us. John, final words.
Yeah, that's so we're gonna do next Friday instead of Wednesday. But we've got
There's a Lewis.
a couple videos. It's really because of me. So
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
but Friday is the NoFX EP tier list,
Yes.
and then I don't know. We got to figure out some other videos, guys.
Really?
But yeah,
we've got a bunch of videos planned. We just haven't recorded them yet. We've
Exactly.
got a mountain of videos and a mountain of ideas. So
guess
The
the,
Authority's your
guess
your
the song.
list is
punk rock
definitely
entertainment for the rest of the year.
Yeah, guess the
Right?
song is coming back too. In some capacity,
Yes.
we're bringing back guess the song.
Yeah,
So-
Punk Rock Feud is wrapping up. We are continuing Chronological Disorder. We are tweaking it and making it a legitimate game show to be proud of and not ashamed of. So we're scrapping the Mario thing. We've got plenty more
Sonic.
Yeah, we're moving from Mario to Green Hill Zone background.
Punk Rock Jeopardy.
Weird game.
I have a episode of Punk Rock Jeopardy ready to go. We just haven't done it.
Punk Rock Jeopardy and the AI. Guess the AI art one will come back. So we've got a bunch of these. So we'll get all those ready to go.
Yeah, and
So
and last thing, I'll say it one more time. This Punk Rock Radar is pro capitalism. So make sure you head to the limited run store, link in bio. Stank Finger albums are in. I have like 5 left on this neon green vinyl. The new t-shirt, if you're in the Discord, is 50% off. I should have them mid-June. And then Golden Boy and Modern Shakes, I'll have those also. Golden Boy I'll have next week, and Modern Shakes the week after. So if you're in the Discord, let me know. There's a discount code for the shirts. If you want to support the channel, support the Stank. And yeah, that's it. Anything else from you guys?
I think I have to
Oh,
open
yeah.
a tab
Yeah.
with the Punk Rock Radar store.
Punk Rock Radar is a co-op, so it's not capitalist. All right, it's all owned by John. I'm pretty sure.
Every vinyl record that you buy, John will plant 20 trees in your name. No, that's not true.
Every steak finger you purchase, we'll save.
All right.
We'll save a dog.
Yes,
So-
every,
Can't
and
drink this many
everybody,
beers and
everybody go check out Bed Drummer, like Immortal Coil is saying. It's a must.
Yes.
It's a must do. Go check out Bed Drummer. Yeah, that's it, guys. So later to Doug,
Later.
Blair, Richard, Jacob, Patrick, Crash and Bleed, Lee. Thanks to everybody who showed up and stayed the whole time. We'll see you guys all next time.
Stab, Bible, Bobby, Crash and Bleed. Yeah. All right, later, guys.